I called the police on my neighbor's teenage daughter's party while my neighbor was out of town, and now she's saying I could have just texted her instead of getting her kid in trouble with the law. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood where most people are either families with young kids or retirees. My neighbor Rachel is a single mom with a 17-year-old daughter named Sienna. Rachel and I have always had a friendly relationship, the kind where we wave when we see each other and occasionally chat if we're both getting our mail at the same time. Last weekend, Rachel went out of town for a work conference. She left Thursday and wasn't coming back until Sunday night. I knew this because she'd mentioned it to me the week before and asked if I could keep an eye out and let her know if anything seemed off at her house. I said sure, no problem. Friday night around 10 p.m., I started hearing music coming from Rachel's house. At first it wasn't too loud, just noticeable. By 11 p.m. it had gotten significantly louder, and I could see cars lining the street near her house. By midnight there were probably 20 cars parked in the area, and the music was so loud my windows were vibrating. I have a 6-year-old daughter who was trying to sleep. The noise was making it impossible. I went outside and could see teenagers in Rachel's backyard, clearly drinking based on the beer cans I could see even from my yard. There were kids I didn't recognize, way more than just a few friends hanging out. I texted Rachel around 12:30 a.m. I said, hey, just wanted to let you know, there's a pretty big party happening at your house right now. Looks like Sienna has a lot of people over. Waited 30 minutes and didn't get a response. I texted again, nothing. By 1 a.m. the party had gotten even louder. Someone broke a bottle in the street. I could hear girls screaming, not like scared screaming, but that drunk, excited screaming. My daughter was still awake and getting upset because she couldn't sleep. My husband said we should just call. The cops and I hesitated because I didn't want to get Sienna in serious trouble, but I also didn't know what else to do. I tried texting Rachel one more time. Still no response. I figured she probably had her phone on silent or wasn't checking it because she was at her conference. At 1:30 a.m., I called the non-emergency police line and reported a loud party with underage drinking. The cops showed up about 20 minutes later. I watched from my window as they broke up the party. Kids were running in all directions. I saw them talking to Sienna on the front porch. Several kids got cited for underage drinking. Apparently, one kid tried to drive away drunk and got pulled over a block away and arrested for DUI. Rachel got home Sunday night and came over to my house immediately. She was furious. She said the police had called her Friday night and she'd had to leave her conference early to come deal with the situation. Sienna had gotten in serious trouble. There was damage to Rachel's house, including a broken window and stains on the carpet, and one of the kids who got the DUI was the son of Rachel's boss. Rachel said I should have tried harder to reach her before calling the cops. I said I texted her 3 times over the course of 2 hours and got no response. She said I could have called her, or called one of her family members, or even just gone over to the house myself and told Sienna to shut it down. I said I wasn't going to confront a house full of drunk teenagers by myself in the middle of the night, and that I did try to reach her multiple times. Rachel said a few text messages wasn't trying hard enough, when the consequence was her daughter potentially getting a record and her having to leave an important work event. She said Sienna is a good kid who made one bad decision, and now because I went straight to calling the cops instead of being a reasonable neighbor, Sienna might not get into her first choice college because this could show up on background checks. She said the kid who got the DUI's parents are threatening to sue her because the party was at her house. I said I was sorry it escalated, but that I gave her over 2 hours to respond before I called anyone, and at a certain point, I had to do something because my kid couldn't sleep and there were clearly illegal things happening. Rachel said, I made a choice to prioritize my minor inconvenience over her daughter's future. My husband thinks I did the right thing. My sister thinks I should have tried calling Rachel's phone multiple times before jumping to the police. Rachel hasn't spoken